did write some books. So I have a son who, so I've got two kids, right, 26, 27. Now my youngest, my 26-year-old, let it out, baby. Now my 26-year-old is severely autistic, and I talk about it every show. You know, it's important to raise awareness. Everyone's very different. So I started going to parent-teacher conferences, man, 20-something years ago, and I remember one time I went straight from the gym, new teacher, and I had kind of a baby face, and you know, when I must have been 23 at the time, 23, and I kind of looked like Sophia. And I go into the teacher, and I'm like, I'm here for the meeting, and she didn't believe that I was the dad. She's like, you're not the dad, you're the brother. I didn't want to be there anyway. You know, I'm busy. You know, these video games don't play themselves. Couldn't convince her, and then like, fine, you caught me sneaking into a parent-teacher autism event. I'm leaving. I get home, told his mom, she kind of laughed, and she's like, wait a minute, she thinks you're the brother? I've met that lady. She thinks I look old enough to be your mom? Yeah, then I was in trouble. Kirk Smith, you're so immature, now I have to straighten this out. I looked her right in the face, I was like, whatever, Mom. Funny thing about autism is you can't usually tell someone's autistic just by looking at them. Like my son, you can't really tell other than the fact that he really likes to be naked. We're at a store one time, he's like 11, he had a full-on meltdown, and this guy got mad at him. He's like, hey, control your kid. It's like, hey, be compassionate, he's autistic. Yeah, well, how am I supposed to know that? He's naked. Covered in ketchup. Eating Rice Krispies. Yeah, well, so what, bro? This is Walmart. Touche, touche. Do you ever say to yourself, let's go to the nice Walmart? Yeah, the one at the McDonald's, yeah. If I take my son to the McDonald's and I don't keep an eye on him, he'll just help himself to people's food as we walk by. Well, that's delicious. Let me have one of those. One time I was at McDonald's, this lady's staring at me. I'm thinking, do I know this lady? Like, has she seen me on TV? What's happening? I look down, right in the middle of her three kids is my son is eating all their food. Saved me $7. Told my daughter, you can learn something with this kid. You can learn something. That's a value meal. Now, autism is discussed more. 25 years ago, it was considered in poor taste, and you didn't discuss it. Now there's a lot of great shows. Love of the Spectrum's a great show. The Good Doctor's fun. 20 years ago, all we had was Rain Man. That was it. That was the only movie I'd ever heard of talking about autism. And I remember I was explaining my son's condition to Matt, one of my best friends in New York, who has more issues than my son. And I'm like, my son's autistic, and my buddy Matt comes back with, what's wrong with the kid being artistic? A lot of kids are artistic. You know, not everybody likes sports. And then I have to send him to watch the movie Rain Man, and he goes back, autistic. I think I get it. You know what we should do? We should take him to Vegas and get paid. And then I have to explain, like, my kid's not one of these autistics that likes numbers. He likes ketchup and running around naked, like his old man. My buddy's always bragging about his kids, like, my kid's on the honor roll, and then I get defensive. Like, when my kids stop peeing in the closet, except for your house. It's funny to me that you tell a kid's personality very early. You know, I talked to 4 different kids tonight. They're all just different. Everybody thinks different. That's great. You can tell. People talk about nurture versus nature, but to me, nature's tough, man. You can tell a kid's personality very early. I have a nephew, Lucas, when he was like 8. We're playing Connect 4. I put the last little guy to win. I go, oh, look, I won. He looks at him, lets them all out, and goes, you have no proof. Wow. You're a politician for sure. My daughter's one of these like super nerds, you know what I mean? Like Lord of the Rings comes out, she reads the books before the movie. One of these kids, we're sitting at the dinner table and she looks up and I look up. She's like, Dad, do you think the Lord of the Rings is an allegory for the Bible, or Gandalf's a messianic figure, his death brings redemption to the people? I was thinking about ketchup. I'm taking my pants off, right, son?